Are you living life or is life living you? I'm not gonna lie to you, the struggle is real, but so is the God that'll help you overcome. God still moves and it's gonna happen. Decisions ignite the explosion of change. Because greatness is on the inside of each and every one of you out here. Greatness made you, therefore greatness is in you. Now on the left, right, is that lukewarm existence, that 9 to 5 just going through the motions, I'm not living stuff that the world tries to tell us this is how your life should be. And on the right is greatness, is fire, is truth. This is where the living is. Vision is the genesis of all greatness. It all starts, whatever you want, you gotta build it first in your mind. There's so much power in here, but so little of us actually use the power we have. Now, the enemy's goal and objective is to wear you down doing something you weren't designed to do every single day of your life so that you have no time to do what God called you to do. To do the things you love, where you can actually be successful, actually be free, actually be healthy, actually be able to help somebody else. That's his objective. If you don't have a vision, you're walking around in a state of chaos. But vision is power. Vision is magnetic, will attract, draw to you, create circumstances that will manifest itself. Whoever in the room has got the strongest vision commands the room. There's 3 things in the world, okay? There's the canvas, the screen. There's the projector. And then there's the source that comes through. Okay, the source that comes through, that's God, that's his word, what he says we have. The blessings, the anointing, the things on the inside of us, our true DNA, our true identity. Now that comes through here onto here. This is the way it's supposed to work. But most of the world, 99% of the world has just flipped. And the world is the projector telling you what you aren't, and what you can't do, and what you weren't designed for. You didn't come from money. You don't have the right background. You're not the right color. You too small. You too fat. You too short. Whatever. This is the enemy giving us that vision. See, when we come out the womb, we know exactly who we are. We've been in the presence of God, our maker. We know when we come out, we know our name, our destiny, our calling, our gifts, our power. But as soon as the doctor hits us on the back, the world starts hitting them lies. You can't play baseball at the next level. This is what they're trying to tell you, the world. And you know what? They tell us that so long. Your school teachers, your grade schools, your coaches, you're not fast enough, you're not big enough, whatever. We succumb to that after being bombarded over and over and over. We get what I call spiritual amnesia. We forget who we are. But today I'm here ringing the alarm. Wake up! God got a plan for you. Greatness is in you. Greatness made you. Arise, champion. Let's get it. December 17th, 12:30 in the morning. I get that call that nobody wants to get. You know what I'm talking about? Something wrong with your family, that kind of call. My uncle called. I see the number pop up on the phone. I'm like, ooh, this ain't good. So I hesitate a little bit. I pick the phone up. Hello. He's like, Billy, I got some bad news for you. He said, your daddy's had a stroke. And it's not looking good. We need you up here in Alabama right now. So me, my wife, my little dog, Half Pint, we pack up the luggage and bag in 30 minutes. We on the road. We got this 12-hour drive back to Alabama where he was at. Get to the hospital room, and it's just like my uncle said, it is bad. He's in ICU with all the stuff plugged up, beeping, beep, 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 all that. High blood pressure all over the place. They can't control, can't give him medicine because he's had a stroke, all this stuff. Can't speak right. When he speaks, he's jargling everything. That's what happens with the stroke. Couldn't use his right arm, right leg, nothing. So I'm sitting there by the bedside. Life don't prepare you for that. They don't teach you that in grade school, how to deal with this. This is called the struggle. So I jump back to what I know. I gotta get my daddy better. We gonna get up out of here. Ain't nobody gonna tell me different. My daddy started getting better for 9 days. I finally moved him out of ICU into this rehabilitation place. Trying to get his arm and leg back, so he could start moving now. Still couldn't talk, any of that. 12th day, go over to the nursing home, the rehabilitation center, and the doctor's like, you know, it might be a good idea to roll your dad out in the wheelchair and get him outside. Let him see the sunlight, because he's been cooped up 12 days. We got to get him moving. But little did we know, there was a blood clot in his leg. So me and the nurse, we picking my dad up out of the bed and go to put him in the wheelchair. And by doing that, we dislodged that clot and went straight to his lungs, and he began to struggle breathing. He starts acting funny. I tell the nurse, and she said, oh, nothing's wrong. He's just weak from laying around. I was like, no, I know my daddy. Something wrong with daddy. Look in the eyes. I know my daddy's eyes. So we in this ambulance, and we on the way back to the hospital. Daddy getting worse. Get to the hospital. Paramedics roll him into the room, plug him up to the machine, and he leaves. They're not in the room. Now the hospital people hadn't got there yet. He turned it over to the hospital, but they weren't in there. My daddy, as soon as we get in there, crash. And paramedics, the doctors come in, all that. They panicking, loud sounds, flatline and all that. I get out of there, walk down the hall. See, and they'd put the family, all of us in this little side room in the emergency room. They don't put you in the main lobby when something really goes on. They stick your family in this little side room. So, you know, if you're crying or whatever, you can have some privacy. So we quiet in there. But I'd already seen what I didn't want to see. Doctor comes in. He says, son, I'm sorry to tell you, your dad is gone. Now right there, I hit the floor and had my first full-blown panic attack. See, now I would never want to go back to that day in a million years, and I never want any one of y'all to experience that either. But I would not be here today if that had not happened. I realized right then I had to change some things. I realized life was about legacy. The only real worth you have is what you sow and leave into others. That's it. Are you rich or are you broke? Let me ask you that question right now. How much you sowing into those around you? See, that's the real wealth. Now, I'm not against money, listen, at all. Because we will lend to many nations and not borrow. God said we got it. Remember the Lord thy God, for it is him that gives you the power to gain wealth. We got it. We the head, not the tail. Blessed in the city, blessed in the field, blessed when we come, blessed when we go. I understand that. But people first, then money. And the money's only to support people, to make a difference. You got to change the vision that you see in your mind. You got to get a vision for the victory. For some of them watching might know my story, but I rapped 17 years, was in the music business, had a big void on the inside that I tried to fill with the world, the money, the fame, the women, all of the accolades, all that stuff. I tried to fill my life with that. And no matter how high I went, I felt even more empty. You know, chasing the wrong things will take you to the wrong place. And that's what I was doing for years. And the turning point of my life was when my dad passed away in front of me. Then I knew life was precious. I knew life was real. You know, before that time, I thought, you know, nothing, you know, when you're young, you're bold, you're a risk taker, all this stuff, you think, hey, I got the, you know, rest of my life. I don't need to worry about anything. And then boom, life hits you, you know, with a blind shot, knocks you down on the mat. But in that dark time, man, I found myself, you know, and it's like when there's a moment of desperation, that's God's invitation to come in.